Hello class, this is the sixth and final example on the angle sum and the angle properties of triangles. So let's get straight to it. Once again, in this problem here, you'll notice that there are three triangles for us to work on. 1, 2, and 3. And when we try and look at all three at once, it gets rather tricky to work with. So I advise people when they work on these to work on one at a time. So let's try drawing out that triangle that we see first, like so. And if you've noticed, this is actually an isosceles triangle because two sides are equal. And so if this is angle P here, if you can recall that the properties of isosceles triangles, the base angles must be equal, meaning this angle that's here must also be the same value as this. So if this is P, this side must also be noted as P. From here, we can actually just do the angle sum of a triangle from this point. From here, it'll be P plus 90, P plus 90 equals the angle sum of a triangle, which is 180. Like terms here, P plus P becomes 2P. 90 doesn't change, giving us 180. Now from here, this is just an equation to solve. Plus 90 we reverse by minusing 90. These two cancel, leaving us with 2P on its own. 180 minus 90 gives us 90. And from here, we can divide both sides by 2, since 2P is 2 times P. So we're going to halve that. This leaves us with P on its own, giving us 45 degrees. So these two angles, this is 45, and this one here is also 45. Now from here, let's continue working on trying to figure out the next letter to work with here. This one, Q, so in alphabetic order, P first, and then Q. From Q, you'll notice that if you try and work on this triangle again, you get two values that we don't know. So we can't yet use this triangle to figure out what Q is. However, going back to previous angle properties, this is a 90-degree angle, and it's being chopped up into two angles, 32 and Q. Well, because this angle here adds up to 90, we can make the expression Q plus 32 equals 90. I'll repeat that again. This angle here is 90. And these two angles, Q and 32, make 90 degrees. From here, once again, you can see that this is just another algebraic problem, minusing 32 from each side. We get Q by itself because the 32's cancel. This will give us 90 minus 30 is 60. 60 take away 2 is 58 degrees. So Q is 58 degrees. So that is 58. And now, if we go to calculate this triangle, which I'll draw out here, you can see that this angle is 58. This angle here matches to 45. And this one remains as R. Now we can answer this little triangle as 45 plus 58 plus R equals 180 degrees, because this is a triangle and the three angles must add up to 180. Adding these two, we get 45 plus 58. That will give us 103. You can always just check your calculator for this. equaling 180. And now we're going to subtract 103 from both sides, cancelling out these two. We are left with r on its own. 180 minus 103, that should give us 7 to get us 10, 77 degrees. So that angle there is 77 degrees. And so, doing all of this, we've calculated the values of P, Q, and R. P was 45, Q was 58, and R was 77. So I hope that gave you an insight into the angle sum of triangles and all the different properties, especially of isosceles triangle. Hope to see you in the next video, and best of luck.